Alright guys, welcome to ARWP, the All Real Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Eric Novak, and today we have a special guest. He is the king of merchandise. He is the king of fury. He's Ray Fury.
What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? What's up? Let's go. Let's start. Let's do this. Tell me your first ever match in the wrestling business.
My first ever match was at a birthday party, and it was on Valentine's Day. And I was so nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how the people were going to receive me at all. And but it's like nothing has changed from then to now, because I got all the butterflies in my stomach and in my body, even when I hit the curtain. But as soon as I get in the ring and I feel that first piece of physicality, I feel like it all just goes away and I'm back in my comfort zone. So, yeah.
All right, man. All right, that's awesome. Tell me about, the contracts. Tell me about what got you into wrestling to begin with.
What got me into wrestling was me watching at a very, very young age with my dad. And I remember just the Ultimate Warrior just jumping off the screen at me, and he just looked like a real life cartoon character, and that's what really captivated me. And since then, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do with my life growing up.
All right. A lucha libre is a really big. It's a big license to have. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. It takes your whole life. Tell me what made you decide to do lucha libre.
Man, it does take a lot of time out of your life. I learned that, and I'm even learning to this day how the culture of lucha libre is, because I knew about it coming into the wrestling business, but I learned way much more once I put on this actual mask. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it takes up a whole life of its own. It means a lot. It means a lot to keep this integrity and to wear this mask in the building and out the building, even till I get down the road. A lot of guys don't take that serious nowadays, but they really should. So this is something that really means a lot to me. And honestly, if you would have asked me growing up, hey, would you ever wear a mask to wrestle? I would have told you, hell no. I just never saw myself wearing a mask, Mm-hmm. But once I broke in, my first promoter actually told me, hey, wear a mask, use it as training wheels in case you have any bad matches. Nobody knows who you are, and then when you get good, you take it off and you do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I tried it, and I just never took it off.
All right.
I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
So it was working for me, man. It was working for me since the moment I put it on. So I say, you know what, man, I can't turn my back on it. I gotta continue wearing it.
All right, that's awesome. I respect luchadors. That's what a big reason of wrestling. That's why I fell in love with wrestling. I feel like luchadors make it a different atmosphere. I feel like without luchadors, there'd be no such thing of wrestling in general. So tell me your first ever lucha mask, the first ever one you created.
I had already had some designs that I thought that I wanted to go with, and I sent it to my gear maker, and he took that and he kind of ran with it and spiced it up a little bit, made it a little better than what I could do, because I can't draw that well. So and he helped me come up with something that I thought would be cool and different. Mm-hmm. And I love the tassels. Every mask I have has tassels, and it seems like they're getting longer with every mask I get. But I love it because it feels like it gives me that movement, like as if I had hair. Mm-hmm. And the original concept I had was of like a Predator mask. I'm a big fan of Predator, and I wanted some tassels like Predator, and so I got a little version of that. So that's where the idea and the look kind of came from.
All right. I mean, I love the look. I think it's completely different from any other lucha mask, and that's one of the hardest things to do is be original and do your own design. Yeah,
I agree.
All right. So tell me what's in the future for Ray Fury. Tell me where you want to go, what titles you want to achieve, because you held 5 titles in a row already. That's already really impressive. Not many people can say they've done that. What's the next goal for you?
Well, one of my next goals, and it's just reaching that next level. The next level, my next just something that can really challenge me. So I was kind of keeping it under wraps, but I guess I'll let it out the bag. I'm going to be moving to Orlando, Florida, within another month or so, and I'm gonna try that avenue and get closer to some of my goals, some of my dreams that I've been trying to pursue, and hopefully moving down there will get me, to where I need to be in this crazy business. So we'll see how that pans out for Ray Fury.
All right, tell me, what you've been up to. Tell me, before the quarantine, what have you been doing? What have you been? What kind of matches you've had? Tell me, 3 matches that you really enjoyed this year. Tell me just what's been going on with you throughout the year.
Man, during this quarantine, man, it really sucks. Because I, for the first time in my career, I got invited to WrestleMania week. And again, that's not the end all be all to a professional wrestler. Yeah. That's not the end game. That shouldn't be your goal. But to me, it was a really big deal because this is my first time actually being invited, being booked.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody just saying, hey, I'm going to drive down there and see if I can get on a show, So this is my first year actually getting booked. And I went from 0 bookings to about 4 to 5 bookings. And that really meant a lot to me because that really meant that all the hard work I was putting in was actually getting noticed. And people were taking, they were actually noticing what I was doing and said they wanted to, give me a spot on their shows that weekend. So that meant a lot to me. But then with all this that went down in the lockdown, everything just got canceled. And that was a really big blow for me.
All right, tell me more about that, though. What was the booking going to be? Tell me, what you knew as far as, what was going to happen.
Well, I had a 2-day booking, the 30th and April 1st for GCW. And that was going to be awesome because they had the whole venue to themselves, and then they were working with other companies, other promoters were going to be there. So it was a good opportunity to get in front of other eyes, not just that one promotion. So that was going to be a big deal. And then through them, other people noticed I was going to get on that show, so they started reaching out to me and booking me on their shows throughout the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that did help me a lot, actually getting on that show at first. So, and I got put onto Full Throttle Championship Wrestling. That was going to be out of Tampa. I was going to be on another Lucha Libre show in Tampa. So, I was going to stay pretty busy. And I'm pretty sure if I had those 4 to 5 bookings that I was going to find something else during that time period. I'm confident I was going to jump on something else that was going to be there. So it kind of sucks. I didn't get to, reap the benefits of Mania Week. But, I just try to stay positive and try to, continue working.
All right, I hear you, man. I hear 100%. All right, Let's talk about, your future. Let's talk about some ideas about where we might see you, what's going to happen. So instead of going to Orlando, that's great. There's a lot of amazing talent and there's a lot of, experience there. So you're definitely going to achieve a lot going there. But tell me, based on contracts, there's a lot of wrestling happening right now. There's MLW, NWA, WWE, New Japan, Impact, ROH. Where would you like to go if everyone offered you a contract?
Man. Honestly, there's so many, major companies that I think I can flourish in right now. I'm not going to be picky. I'll say if anyone was to reach out to me, I think I would make it work, and I would make a big splash in any promotion I'll be able to work in. But I love what AEW is doing. I think that it's really creative, and they're really out thinking outside of the box when it comes to a lot of things. So that it looks like it's really fun, and it looks like a family over there. That'd be awesome. And I'm also a fan of what MLW is doing too. They're giving a lot of guys shots that normally wouldn't get it, and they're getting way more odds on them that they would be on their own on the indies. So yeah, man, I'm excited for any opportunity ever thrown at my way, and I'm just waiting. And when that day comes, I'll be on point. I'll be ready.
All right. Tell me a couple wrestlers that inspired you to do what you do. Of course.
And then I would have to say The Rock. I love The Rock. I love his selling. And I grew up in the era of the 90s where everybody had a catchphrase. Everybody had slogans. And I kind of adopted that a little bit. I have so many different catchphrases, different punchlines that I use in my promos that, I feel like I paid tribute to The Rock in that way with the yeet yeet, ain't no way, born ready like fish and spaghetti, the master of the froggy elbow, dropping F-bomb city to city, Ray Fury.
I do got to talk to you about that. That's an amazing and, one of a kind finisher. The frog splash into an elbow. Tell me how you created that.
Well, man, it's so funny because I was training one day and I was a big D'Lo Brown fan. Growing up, I loved his frog splash. I thought it was amazing. So, just messing around at training, I was doing swantons, maybe moonsaults, and then I tried to do the frog splash like D'Lo did where he hit the split. But at the last second, I would get scared from landing on my stomach, and I would turn my body. And so they were like, "Hey, do that again." So I did it again. I turned my body again, and it looked like an elbow. He was like, "Hey, that's an elbow drop." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? That's pretty dope. Recorded this time. I want to see how it looks." So it looked really good on video. I said, "Man, I got to pull this out of match." I haven't seen anybody do it. So I started using it, and it's got a really good pop, and I got a good reaction out of it. So I said, "Hey, man, I'm running with this. This is the froggy elbow, aka the F-bomb." And that's just been my finisher ever since.
All right, that's awesome, man. That's unique. I love that finisher. I watch it and I'm like, and I already know the match is done and over after that. Tell me about a few guys you want to get in the ring with that you have not gotten in the ring with, and tell me a few guys that you did get into the ring with and that we should definitely check out.
Oh, man. Recently, I believe at the end of 2019, I wrestled Jake Parnell in Alabama, and it was on IWTV for the Internet TV Championship. And that was a pretty big match for me. We went about probably 25 minutes, and we tore it down. And I'm usually a heavy fan favorite, but going into that match, I'm going to say it was a little split. It was about 50-50. And, that match, it took a lot out of me. He pushed me to my, Jake Parnell pushed me to my limits. Shout out to Jake Parnell. He's hell of an athlete. And, even towards the end of that match, it started to sound 60-40 with the crowd going on Jake Parnell's side. And I'd never been in that position before. And kind of psychologically, it kind of messed me up. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not the favorite. Well, like, what's going on? So it kind of made me get into another gear in that things. But I would love to get in the ring with him and tear it up.
All right, and you mentioned earlier AEW is the place that you'd like to go to. Tell me a few guys you want to get in the ring with there, but it has to be reason, not just because they're all talented. I want the 3 reasons of these guys they want to get in the ring with.
Man, I'm a big guy on clashing of styles and personalities. So I think maybe something between Ray Fury and Darby Allin would be something to watch. I think that'd be off the chain right there. So I'll say Darby Allin. Man, it's tough. They got so many good guys in there. Orange Cassidy, I think that'll be really interesting. With his lazy style. I say Colt Cabana would be really fun.
Repeat that?
Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana.
I think that'd be really fun with his style.
All right. I'm a big merch guy. I love it when wrestlers have merch. You're probably the biggest guy who's got merch. You got figures. You got shirts. Talk to me about that. Where can we find those sick-ass shirts? Where can we get those action figures? I want to know all this.
Well, man, I take pride in my merch, man. If you come to the show, you see my table, it's loaded. I'm basically Walmart. I'm a walking Walmart. I have 20-inch plush dolls. I got 40-inch plush dolls. I got figures. I got keychains. I have T-shirts. I had bath bombs. Like, I had bath bombs. Like, but on my Instagram and on my Facebook, I have a link there, bigco.com, and I have all my merchandise on there. I can't fit all my merchandise on there because it's limited slots, but I have a lot of merchandise on my Facebook page. If you reach out to me, I can get anything to you. I just made some fat heads, and on the way, I'm breaking the news here first. I got Ray Fury watches and Yeet watches on the way. Wait till you see these. I haven't even put out a picture yet, but when you see them, You're gonna love them.
Watches, wow.
Watches,
Bro,
watches.
you're ahead of that game, man. A lot of wrestlers play the merch game, but you're ahead of the game, man.
Wait. Words can't do justice. When I drop the picture of them, you'll understand. They're amazing.
You'll see me commenting. You'll be like, no fucking way.
They're amazing. Trust me. And I actually, I just created some yeet boxes, mystery yeet boxes. They got a bunch of stuff in there. You'll get a variety of things. You got some masks, plush dolls, keychains, T-shirts, wristbands. So it's a little like variety box. I've been sending a lot of those out to my fans across the country. So
That's
thank you to
awesome.
everybody. Thank you to everybody who spent more time with me. I appreciate this hard not resting at these times.
Bro, that's awesome. You know, for me, merch is everything, and the fact that you got your own mystery boxes, you're ahead of the game. But when I mean that, I mean like pro wrestling tees. Pro wrestling tees has nothing on you. Like I'm over here like you should for pro wrestling tees, but they limited. They limited to t-shirts. They're limited to watches and figures and plushes. You're doing great for yourself, man. That's crazy. As a collector, I'm a huge action figure collector. As soon as I saw your post, I was like, I gotta ask this guy, how much are they? Are they still available? What's the questions there?
I actually just sold out of them. But they usually roughly $5. I know they're a little pricey, but there's so much detail that goes into creating these custom figures that so I ran out of figures that way. But I'll get something made and I'll reach out to you.
You got it, man. You got it. I need to pick that up for my collection.
Thank you, man.
Of course, man. Of course. I loved it. The minute I saw them, I'm like, no wrestler has their own figure line that's not, licensed by Mattel or Hasbro. So I'm curious, who's licensing the figures? Who's your designer? Does he have a social media account?
He has a social media account. I don't remember off the top of my head. He's out of Mexico, so he's out of the country, and I'll reach out to him, and he'll take a few weeks to get them done. But they're not licensed. He just makes them how I want them. Like I'll just send him the gear ideas and say, "Hey, do this, do that." He'll get it done. Comes in a nice custom box as well, so it's not just a figure. So they are really cool. But I'll get some done made immediately. I'll jump on that quick. So,
all right, man. All right, that's awesome. All right,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go with the final question. I've been holding you off. I'm gonna give you this final question. It's basically just going with what was your biggest moment in wrestling. That's you've won so many championships. Is it even the titles anymore that make it a big moment? What was the moment where time stood still for you?
Man, that's a few moments jump out to me. I'm gonna throw out two of them. Really quick. The first time I went to Orlando, I did some extra work for NXT, and just being in there and seeing how the machine works, it was pretty eye opening. And I had a dark match, which when I actually came down at NXT ramp, it really meant a lot. And I'm like, wow, I made it here, one way or another. So that really meant a lot to me. Spokesperson for Federated. So when they gave me a T-shirt and they surprised me after my match, that really meant a lot to me, and I got very emotional. So shout out to Federated.
All right. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually from Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, so I don't know if the accent, but yeah. Brooklyn, Bronx. Tell me, and I have a follow-up question because I didn't know you were a New Yorker. Have you ever tried House of Glory Wrestling?
House of Glory, yeah, I tried them. I reached out. It'll be the students. So it's but it's you kind of got to be affiliated with them to get involved. But who knows? I'll reach back out and give it my shot.
All right. Tell everyone who's listening where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, Ray Fury Official. You can find me on Instagram, Ray Fury Official, and on Facebook, Ray Fury. I also have a Twitch. I also have a YouTube channel, The Fury Factory.
Wow, what an awesome listen. I'm sorry that the video wasn't 100%. It was a little laggy, but I hope you guys heard everything that was said. It was an amazing interview. It was one of the most exciting ones I've ever had. I'm a huge fan of Ray Fury's. I've been wanting to have him for a long time. Super excited to have him. Super excited to listen to this story. Happy you guys had to do it too. I hope to see you guys next time. And please don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. I'll see you guys next time. If you want to support me in any way, my bio, my information is all in the bio below.